6 subscribers. I'm gonna restart a whole freaking account, bro. You are not supposed to see this nonsense, but 10 trades. It took an hour to take 10 trades. Jeez. Cheese and crackers, dog. But Reggie, look at this. Alright, this gets so fun, honestly. So going on a 4-hour, as you can see, we faked the 4-hour. We just had this number one shoes trend, liquidity buildup. What's going on? People are looking to sell from the break and also have a confirmation at the breakout. So we have a breakout of this trend. We have a retest, break and retest traders hopping in. We already had our retest. We came down for the early buyers, overall taking them out. Now we have continuation traders looking to sell from this POY right here. Going to 15-minute, we can overall look at this. So look, now we continue to play it. What do we have on a 1 minute? On a 5 minute. Looking at this, what do we have? We have breakout traders. This is their breakout signal right here. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people are looking for fake out, so we can probably target them as well. So this was their breakout. They see a huge impulse candle downward. They look for a break back down, a break it here. What happened? Okay, now we get another breakout. So we continue to respect this. We get another breakout. Now what is that telling me? Who is induced and why would they be induced? Good question. Now our buyers induced, we have a little small trend going on right here. Very small, but then again, could be something to take notice of. We have trend lines. Okay, so now going back on a 15-minute, not the hourly, we have people about to enter from here. So going to 15-minute, what do we see? We see overall, we have this small little trend line right here. And then as well as we had this asCD demand order block. Alright, so now looking at this, continue to play it. What are we going to do? Induce sellers or induce buyers? So it's either or. Now we finally close above the hourly right here. We have this major trend line. All right, so now look at this. Now people induced to buy now because number one, we broke this. Swept them. We broke this. And now people are induced to buy. Because overall, we broke previous resistance. Now people are going to be using it as support. As a matter of fact, there's some even traders that have their stop loss at this low and just automatically just targeting the high. There's some traders just like that. Well, that's cool. But what do we have? Continuing. What do we see now? Delete all this trend and stuff like that. Delete this. And just look at simpleness, right? Let's try to simplify everything. Right? We have people are eager to trade, so people are going to be marking up anything. I noticed that in Piercy. Piercy was so eager to trade that he would just literally mark up anything. And as soon as he get a reaction off of something, She'll enter wrong profit and then gets opt out. But oh now, what are people looking at enter? People are looking at enter from this 4-hour POI right here. Why? Because we had a break. We just came in, had a retest from this high. So we had a bigger structure. People are looking at enter right there. Now, what is the market plan on doing? Well, what's the overall drawn liquidity? Overall drawn liquidity is to take out who? Who are we trying to take out? We have a whole so who's the draw? You know what I'm saying who's the draw liquidity? That's what it all comes down to. But all right, but now looking at this, just honestly, we can just honestly delete that. We're back in a resistance level. What do? We we're looking to take a sell. If we tap it, that trend line. You have to overall watch it. So look. I just delete that because we know the liquidity overall. We have people entering off of this. Break and retest. They got their push up. They got their break. Now they're looking to continue for continuation to the high. Potentially. But then again, we don't want to overall, try to predict. Whatever. Even though we could have had that stuff right there. We kind of wait patiently and see what the market's overall telling people. And what's the confirmation? Alright, now we have a whole trend line right here. Trend line build up. Now, what's the confirmation to continue higher? So number one, we had this break. We had this retest on this support. Broke this resistance. Retest on the support again. Now they're looking to enter for continuation. Right as we got that. Then again, whatever. Now this becomes interesting right here. Going off 1 minute, as a matter of fact. Wow, momentum's just like not even giving nothing. What are you doing? That's kind of like a fight, like a whole battle going on. Breaking retest traders. Turn right there. Get them a break. right here. Now looking for a retest on the key zone. They're good there. Retest right here. Looking for this continuation. We enter right here to stop everybody out. What are we aiming for? Let's leave these lows. That's our limit. Alright, nice. Where market? Where market? Partials is very necessary. Very much necessary. In fact, we didn't even hit that. That would have been a whatever. Where market? Well, that was a kind of forced type of thing. Could have had an entry right there. 1 to 6. I'm kind of, I mean, like, starting to understand it slightly, though. I mean, that one is mine. I'm sorry that you seem to be confused. He belongs to me. That boy is mine. Too sure if you didn't know the boy. I'm sorry that you seem to be confused. He belongs to me. That boy is mine. I'm sorry that you seem to be confused. He belongs to me. Wow. To shine. Well, would you look at this now? In general, here's what they're looking at. Kablam. This is what they're overall looking at right here. Resistance, we just had this. Pro support, we had this huge wick down. Look this out right there. Now, what are we overall doing? Continue now. Oh! So now, we continue down off of this right here. Off of this right here, we continue down. That's interesting. All right, well, because number one, we had whatever. So now, I'm gonna break right here. To induce sellers. I'll smart it. Bow. They hit the little retest on that. Now they're bearish. Even though they had a low, whatever, they're still gonna be looking for entry. So as soon as we get entry, they're looking for the same exact reaction. So if we get the break, they're gonna be entering for a sell. Perfect. So now they got their break. Their whole thing is to enter for a sell. Why? Because we're gonna want the counter trend this thing all the way down, potentially. But then again, what do? We go down, taking out these people, give them hope. Give them hope. Now we finally take out them people. I don't know, whatever. All we have is just now a sell build up. So now we do stum. What's our mango? How much liquidity is at this low? Some to none. After we have this break, then we shoot for the high. This freaking thing, bro. Nice one, bro. Nice one, bro. Like, jeez. Cheese and crackers, dog. Oh my gosh. Oh, what? Too young. If you didn't know. I'm sorry that you seem to be confused. People lost to me. Yeah. Yes, Do you pay the bills? Exactly. But yeah. Trade breakdown right here. So looking at this right here, no, I did not take this nonsense. Why? Because I thought I was gonna at least try to induce one more time, but looks like I was wrong. But listen though, we could have had this. The whole buy's right. I just want to give you the mindset of why I decided to even look for a buy to begin with. Obviously, you can say it's kind of obvious, but at the same time, look at this. Bow. So what do we have overall? Let's look at the 4 hour. And let's look at this. No, as a matter of fact, let's look at 1 hour. So we have this retest of the support, right? And then we have a resistance level. We broke the resistance level. People are trying to use it as support now. So after we try to use it as support, they see that we failed. Oh wow, I probably ain't fit that well. But they see that we failed in general. All right, we broke back down, and now we have this resistance level right here. Now people are gonna be looking for a sell at this resistance level, and their only confirmation that I was gonna continue to sell is what? It's a 15-minute breakout. They broke the leg. I knew that there was a deuce. Now the market's mindset, what it wanted to do? It wanted to bring them profits. How do I know that? Because number one, we have this low right here that we still need to take out. So after it just instantly kind of went in profits for them, I knew that there was going to be a deuce, and they got cocky, they got confident, and then, you know, even though they knew it was a risky trade, they still took it. And then when it was in profits, they got, you know, driven by the money. And then we had this huge push down, broke past here. And I knew, well, I didn't know, I was actually looking for another inducement, but they probably was going to be placing their another entry right here, aiming for the same target as the window one. After that, after we sat there and broke that, we had this liquidity sweep right here, bow, and then it just ran up higher because it took a nap. Next time, take it. I think. All right, so trade. All right, let's go.
Duh. I need to get in that zone, bro. That's crazy. That is I need to get in that zone, bro. Huh? When do we ever have space? My liar. That wire is broke and it's been broke. You never do it in trials. What? us right now.
What? What is this on the floor?
I don't
A
have school.
microphone? You don't?
I don't have school Thursday, Friday, and Monday.
Did you take care of that baby?
No,
Is this trash? Do you need to cut it and trash it?
no. I use this as a throwing card.
As a what?
Throwing card. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Why is he trash? Aaron, you gotta get underneath this seat and get trash. You got a water bottle over here.
Think about room.
Yes, it is. There's a straight water bottle back there. Get it. And then you got this block here. What? Is this? Anything? Put that block over there. Got paper. Go ahead, get it, dude.
I got paper and what else? This paper. What's paper?
Yeah, anything that's trash, put it in the trash.
Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Yes, you do. Yeah, no.
They both have water in it. They're not yours. That's right.
Might as well clean my bed. Might as well make my bed now. Make my bed now. You know? Road. No road. That's a good job. Bruh. Bruh.
Yo, this T. Alright, bro, he got meditator.
Home is where your couch and your Wi-Fi are. And with free 2-day shipping, you can order your Wi-Fi early.
What's up, guys?
Who's this guy?
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm here once again with another insightful video, and today I wanted to do something different. But after posting these trades that you see on your screens on my social media handles, a lot of you expressed interest in knowing how I arrived at all these beautiful and
Oh, 1 month ago. Oh, snap. He got an active. I'm a subscriber.
traders. What's up, guys, and welcome back to my So welcome back to the chat, guys. So for the purpose of you seeing whatever I saw before these trades played out, I'm going to re-engineer price back to the start of the Frankfurt session, okay? And just for you to know, all of these trades that you see were not caught by luck or chance, okay? These were trades that were based off rules, right? They were taken based on rules and systems, okay? And that's what I'm here to share with you, okay? So real quick, like I said, I'll be starting from the higher time frame, and mostly my intraday higher time frame is the H4, right? And I'm going to start from that. So let us start from the H4 time frame. Now, right in here on H4, if you watch my video on time frame, now right in here on H4, if you watch my video on how do you call it, the breakdown, which I shared last Sunday, right, you'll realize that I was saying that if price gets into this level of supply in here, right, probably we can have price respecting it and then moving all the way to the downside. If not, we'll have a break of structure and then price will get into some level of supply of the daily, right? And that is exactly what has happened, okay? So clearly we can see that H4 is making what, higher highs and higher lows, and this was my recent higher low that made this higher high. So I'm working within this H4 swing leg, right? And just as you see on the screen, I have already defined that H4 demand zone, okay? So that's the first step. Always need to identify the higher time frame direction. So we've identified that. So H4 break of structure, demand zone clearly defined. Now on a normal day, when you see price making higher highs and higher lows like this, what can you anticipate? You can anticipate that there will be what, a pullback, right? So most of the times, notice my choice of words, I didn't say all the time. Most of the times you are going to see what, a pullback or a retracement before the continuation to the upside, right? And always I tell you that before you can anticipate a pullback, you need to see the intraday time frames showing you that, okay? And so real quick, I'm going to step into M15, and let's see if M15 really told us that it wants to make that retracement of that H4 leg, right? So real quick, M15, and let me quickly touch on what is happening here on M15, okay? So here on M15, this was basically the last low of M15 that made the high. Okay, now everything you're seeing in here is complex pullback, because if I should take my real line tool, you're going to realize that when price retraced, it didn't take this low out, right? And so this last point of M15 demand was still respected. Okay, now let me play price forward and let's see what price does. Okay, so playing price forward, we can see that this low, right, had pulled up and taken out this high over here. So we've had that M15 break of structure to the upside, right, in here. Okay, so this is the break of structure to the upside, M15. And because this leg made this break of structure, or took out this high, this is going to be your new M15 last point of demand, right? And so let me clear this real line too, and we can see that when price came back down, right, it took out this low in here. Okay, so this will be what I call a change of intent, because right now M15 has switched from a bullish one to a bearish one. And this is what I was talking about. Always wait for the intraday time frames to tell you that it wants to begin that retracement. So real quick, we've seen M15 make that retracement. Now, another thing, after this change of intent, what can we do? We can look for our supply zones, right? So on a normal day, you're going to mark this as your supply zone on M15. However, I'm going to show you something when we get to the 5 minutes. Okay, the reason why price didn't get into the supply zone, I'm going to show you when we get into the 5 minutes. But then another thing is, after a break of structure, we can take advantage of counter trend trades, just like we are doing on the higher time frame, right? We are taking advantage of this counter trend moves to the H4 demand. The same way we've had this break of structure, we can get into M1 and look for what counter trend trades to these levels before we can sell back, right? But like I said, on the 5 minute, there is something that I want to show you. So let me show you real quick before we do the first trade.
Nothing makes me angrier when I get home from a long day and I just want to relax and watch YouTube, and then boom, you get hit with those really long, unskippable ads. I seriously don't like ads. Why are you gatekeeping my video? Who is winning in this situation? Let me.
So this is something that I have realized, or I have seen throughout the years of backtesting, right? This straight break of structure in here, okay? We can see how price, was making like higher highs and higher lows, right? And then we had this straight break of structure, taking out this one in here, and then also moving on to take out this M15 structure point, right? And you might see something like a hidden supply zone in here, right? Anytime I see this kind of stuff, right, I know that instead of like marking this order block, I'll rather choose this whole range in here, because I see this as a range, right? So this will be my supply range that actually led to the break of structure of the M15. So I'm going to mark it like this. So that is the reason why the price did not come into the order block that we had up here, right? So you can backtest it, okay? Because I'm going to show you another example on the 1 minute time frame, so that I just decided to share this with you so that you can get some good information that you can also backtest and find out if it works for you. You go for it. If not, you can do whatever you want to do with it, okay? So this is the range, and I began to look for trades in here on the 1 minute time frame. So real quick, let us step into 1 minute time frame, and that is when I'll get my first trade, right? The buys to the upside. So on a normal day, what do you think smart money traders are doing? Okay, another trap in here, and I'm going to touch on it very briefly. So smart money traders have seen price making lower highs and lower lows like this, and so they are looking at this point of supply in here to take their sales, right? But then I understand that it is a trap, and the reason why it is a trap is because we have a range right above this point of supply, and you will see how beautiful that price gave every confirmation to smart money traders to take this trade. Okay, so smart money traders will see this push to the downside. You have this level of what supply, right? And they'll wait for confirmations. Even some of them will see this as like a flip, right? And they'll be looking forward to enter right in here. And you can see that if they entered in here, price will just what take them out. And those smart money traders were also smart to spot the imbalance in here and use it as a confluence to enter the sells. Probably they might think that after the entry, they are what in the trade and price is just hovering around their entry, right? And they are hoping that price will tank to the downside for the sales. But I understand that it is a trap, right? So when you're looking for sales, I'm looking for buys, just because I understand that there is a range right above my head. So what am I seeing in here? So in here, I saw this push to the upside, making what higher highs and higher lows. However, I understand that this whole push is one swing leg. This is liquidity, and price has come down to grab all these levels of liquidity, right? And what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for price to give me a very beautiful confirmation that is taking out this high in here. Then I can go for my trades. Okay, so real quick, we can see how price takes out this high after grabbing.
Please tell me
all
you
this
blew
liquidity and tapping into this demand zone.
You did?
My first trade. Okay, so my entry
Ah!
right in here, like this.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that was respect. I ain't gonna. That was respect. I ain't
Block
gonna.
that I was looking
Respect.
at.
Nah, you got
And
me
stop loss was
110%.
right, below.
Dang, that was a
this.
nice
I
one.
think it was like 4 pips or something.
These are dang, bro.
And my target was 5R into the range, like this. Okay, so 5R into the
Shit,
range.
right
real
inside.
quick. So like I said earlier,
Yo, I realized set this man up for that
some smart money
nonsense.
traders are selling. But let's see what price does. So price quickly, you can see it hits my TP nicely, and I'm done with my first trade. Now, again, like I said from the beginning, this is a range, right? And anytime I see a range, okay, below all these levels of liquidity, right? And what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for price to give me a very beautiful confirmation that is taking
Wait,
out
the stop loss hit though,
this high
actually?
in here. Then I can go for my trades. Okay, so real quick, we can see how price takes out this high after grabbing all this liquidity and tapping into this demand zone.
No,
That's
it
my
wasn't
first trade.
swag. Oh, it was
So my
Swaggy Q
entry
that said it, and it was also that
right
one
in
Yemen
here,
guy.
like this. My entry was
That
right
one
in here.
guy
This
with
was,
the
block
beard,
that I was looking at,
and
and my stop loss was
he
right
live in the UK.
below this. I think it was like 4 pips or something, and my target was 5R into the range, like this. Okay, so 5R into the range real quick. So like I said earlier, some smart money traders are selling, but let's see what price does. So price quickly, you can see it hits my TP nicely, and I'm done with my first trade. Now, again, like I said from the beginning, this is a range, right? And anytime I see a range, I understand that price may not necessarily get into that other block, right? We can have price tap into the range, and then real quick, we can look for confirmations to the downside. Okay, so first thing that I saw in here was this. Initially, I thought it was like a confirmation, but after zooming in, I realized that it was just equal lows, right? And so I had to wait for price to give me further confirmations. Okay, so with the first buy, I'm going to display the screenshot on the left side of the screen, right? So yeah, so I just wanted to wait for price to give me that confirmation to look for the sells to the downside. Why? Because M15 is bearish. Always we are flowing with structure. M15 is bearish. This is the target liquidity that we are looking forward to get to, right? Of M15. And so I need to get a good confirmation before I can sell. So let me play price forward. So playing price forward, I can see that price built what some sort of like equal highs within the range, right? And let me continue to play price forward. And real quick, what do we see? We see that is equal highs were taken out, right? So we have equal highs built, liquidity grabbed, a push to the downside, confirmation right in here, sign of bearishness. And if you remember what I said about the range, the same thing is happening in here. So personally, I think I missed out on this one. I missed out on this trade, and my entry was right in here like this, and I missed out on it. Like I said, I missed out on this trade. And the reason why I missed out on this trade is I also failed to see the range that the M1 has built. Look at that. What is the difference between this price action that you are seeing in here and the one that I showed you on M5? What is the difference? Look at this. What is the difference? You can back test it. You can go and back test that.
You can back test it.
So yeah. So if I had paid attention, probably I could have caught this trade with the range like this, because with the range I would have had that tapping nicely, okay, and price would have just turned to the downside. But like I said, I missed this trade, and I'm going to leave it at wherever it was. But then my target was to at least this 15-minute low, right? So that was my second trade that I missed out on. Let me continue to play price forward, and let's see what price did. So real quick, we had another M15 break of structure. Okay, so M15 has broken another structure to the downside, right? So let me show that real quick. M15 break of structure. M15, great. So real quick, I'm going to step into M15 and mark my supply zones. Okay, so yeah, so we are done with the top one. So let me just clear this one and let's focus on whatever is here. So in here, the supply zones I had was here, right? And the second one was here. Okay, I'm gonna refine them on the 5 minutes. So refining on the 5 minutes, I can say that I will limit this one to just this order block at the extreme, right? So this was the start of the whole 15-minute swing leg, and this was actually the candle that instigated the break of structure of this last point of 15-minute demand, or this last point of 15-minute structure, sorry, target liquidity. So again, we've had another break of structure. What did I say about if price break structure? We need to wait for lower time frames to tell us that it wants to retrace. So instead of sitting down and waiting for the retracement, why not ride along, right? And that is where my third trade comes in with the buys. Okay, so just like this same scenario, right? We had a push to the downside breaking structure. We ride along to certain levels, we sell. Right, another push to the downside, we are looking for a retracement, we ride along, and then we sell. So that is a whole game. Like, it's not I'm not going to say it's easy, but these are simple stuff. Simple does not mean easy. You need to spend a lot of time back testing. Okay, so real quick,
simple does not mean
into
easy.
1 minute time frame, and let's see what price was doing. Great. So
yo, can I get a trade breakdown? You just sitting here like
what price did right in here.
I wanted to know how you looked at the market. What was you seeing? What was your mindset coming into it? That's all I want to know. Why'd you enter off the order flow? That's all I want to know, bro. I told you the next time they calling it, what's that?
Okay, lot. That boy set it up again.
I told you the next time though you do it with the order flow. Tell me.
I'm right here.
No, you was not. Oh, yeah, I see what I was calling me. But I was at school though. You.
Hello.
It's good, lot. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob.
Yeah.
Paycheck.
this was the last high of the 1 minute that created this low, right? And we can see this high taken out. On a normal day, people will call this a flip because this supply zone was supposed to make a push to the downside, and it failed, and then rather led to a break of structure, and they'll be looking forward to enter in here, right? They are not wrong, they are right. But then you always need to understand market structure. There is this basic framework of structure build-up that I use, and I have not shared this before, but then I'm going to share it today. So always, maybe you have seen it, but you've not paid attention to it, or you've not taken it into consideration. Always, price need to make what? A 3-wave move to complete a structure. Okay, and it is this basic 3-wave move that builds up market structure. What do I mean by that? If we see something like this, right, they are made up of 1, 2, 3, right? Again, like that, 1, 2, like that. Okay, so you see price making higher highs and higher lows. So that is a 3
Look at my eyes and tell me to tell. Do you see the road, the map to my soul? And
basic
tell me the sun.
framework that
When
I
up in the smoke cloud in my face and my picture perfect, I do look fried. All the green, yo, the drift from your eyes, tell the minds with my side, but this in the purpose. I'll be putting the nights about on my side, the sea, the people about me. If there's no sky, we do the. I gotta go to those salads. Yeah, I'll call you back though. I'll go for salads.
What, the drawer, right?
Yeah.
The drawer, so I think
This was never here before.
it wasn't.
And was this always here?
But that's what I'll tell you, bro. We used to play a game like Youngin. Look how Youngin was on the game. I'm telling you. He not. He did it better. We trying to funny.
Josiah! Oh my gosh. How old was he? So Neil was like,
That's literally Eliana age. That's funny. I can see Eliana and me resemblance. I ain't gonna lie.
oh, they lifted you up. Oh my gosh, Zula. Oh my, your hair is so pretty. You look like you. Like I can see. Yeah, you look like that. I thought that was you for a second. I was like, there's no way.
Excuse me.
Hey, you got it. Josiah.
I'll just see her.
Did that stretch feel good? Huh?
See, I go through it like, no.
No, I need a pee. I definitely need a pee.
That joint just looks like somewhere. Alright, man, love you. That's dope. Me and Bree been running hills. Yeah, and some stuff. We running hills, but it's no long. You say, I'm about to show you a video. Like right at her house, it's like a hill. Like it's in the street. Like you gotta go down the street to get to her house. Bring up that joint. Like full speed, like I was doing at her house. But I was trying to help her out. That looks long as heck, but I have to work too. That's what I'm saying. Work good. Yeah, I'm about to- That joint was long as heck. Long as heck. I want to feel it. Look how long this hill is. Look at it. Oh, it's live. Bro, moving up that hill, bro. I'm like, yo, he might be faster, bro. I'll tell you, bro, we get to 40 prep. I'll be getting right off that job. I ran a 4.46, bro. I was sliding, bro. Oh. It seems like
Who's calling in Zula?
I'm still here, G. No, I'm gonna hook up my name, bro. Are you finna say hi right now?
Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Oh man, hard work, baby. Are you? See. See.
Your mic on me, bro. I'm being real, bro. Over. What magic happens, brother? First thing pop up, charts.
Making no mind, bro.
Yeah, though. Charts and yeah. And then
like I said though, by the way, Rob, I'm not praying any downfall, but I'm being real honest. Let's just say hypothetically you do end up blowing that account. Close that account for only about $50 in the account. Just know, do not ask me, yo, look, bro, let me get this or let me that or whatever. No, because that's what I'm saying. You had $1,000. You had $1,000 in the account. $1,000 in the account. So, yeah. I'm telling you. Oh, and this all comes down to this will all comes down. Because the good trick of you actually get that. Or I feel that this really is like now I don't know if let's just say how we did it. I don't know if you have to do it, but want to do or at least literally you are in the flames right now. There's no going back. You are already at the fire. So I'm saying it's like the good people that are in the fire when you're not feeling it. You are already in the fire. You understand me, bro? There's no coming back from the box. Listen. There's no shit. This is the stuff. It's very powerful to put that off. Maybe not in pizza. This is the test. If you're actually about it, you were actually Yeah. He probably did. Yo, I ain't lying to you. If that was yo, my God. I'll be honest with you. I'll be willing to walk miles to the company. I'm willing to walk miles to the corporation, bro. Just to go in there, slap every single one of the people at the front desk. Find where the CEO lives. So what? I had some good workout. High key. I haven't listen. I did my pull-ups, but listen, I ate a whole thing of cookies today. That's what's really making me want to work out. I ain't gonna lie to you. Cause I had leftover cookie for I ate a whole freaking thing. I ain't gonna lie, bro. And on top of that, I have watermelon. So that's sugar on top of sugar, bro. Even though it's natural sugar, but it's like still break down. It's like the same thing. You still awake, bro? If they finish, we do a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You gonna be shocked too, bro. The part of this is they this song. It's something I'm working on. Yeah, I'm talking about it. I say that I had a lot of people like that. I'm just it's gonna stop me if I'm
What are you talking about? Is it about? It's about money, bro.
No. I be praying for wise words for you, bro. If only man can tell me something more inspiration. No, bro. He's talking about watching me have a grown man.
I don't have a freaking lot to be like that ever again, but why? There's no point of lying, bro.
I didn't do 50 angular.
I know you didn't do 50. How do I know that? Because you never did 50 in your entire life. You just can't. It's a fact, bro. Stop trying to. You trying to LOL. But it's a fact. You never did a 50 clip in your entire life. Do you notice that? Do you actually notice that? In your whole entire life, you never did a 50 clip.
Yo, stop talking about muffin like that.
It's so funny. Because I don't even know you. And I'm confident of saying that. It's crazy. You told me you never played any sports. Meaning you never had a drive to exercise.
Nigga, what you talking about never playing this sport?
You told me you never played any sports. I said football. You said nah. Would you play basketball? Nah. What do you play? What do you play, bro? What do you play?
Soccer.
You never played soccer though.
I play basketball, bro.
You never played basketball. And you was a bench warmer. If you did play. And they don't even go to 50 push-ups in basketball either. And if you did as a kid. So like I said, you never did 50 clip in your entire life. Make that another achievement, bro, please. Please.
I love how this nigga talking about my life.
I could do a 50 clip. I don't know about you. I'm capping. I'm capping. Alright. It depends what type of push-up I do. If I do wide push-ups, maybe. But closed-in push-ups, max I'm doing is like 40. I ain't gonna lie to you. Not like 42. You know what I'm saying? What the you just say to me, boy? What did you just say?
I love muff.
Yo, this sweet potatoes is freaking good, bro. You like sweet potatoes?
I love muff.
No, you like sweet potatoes though?
Yeah, kinda. Wow.
These are great.
Does it have that line? Does it have that line?
What? All of them got the line, bro. It's mandatory to have that line. I'm not gonna lie to you though. Can I be real with you about please? My brother haven't bought the chicken in so long. My first thought was not to eat it, bro.
To put your tooth inside.
Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Look, I had a little butter in that, but that stuff was warm, bro. I'm like, frick. Nah, I'm playing. I'm playing, bro. I'll be dangerous though if I had ever thought like that. Frick. Nah, I'll be actually cooked though. I ain't like at that point, bro. You know, the hub will be my slave, bro. I mean, I'll be a slave to the hub. If that was my first thought with that sweet potato, bro. Yeah, nah. Never had to eat, bro. Oh, frick. Bro, I stopped doing it because you realize, like, you real life are wasting absolute energy. Like, absolute energy. Balls already know the first stop. Wait, are you still in the trade though?
No.
You got stopped out? Woo! You got stopped out?
What if I say
Bro, please, bro. Did you get stopped out? Did you get stopped out? Yes or no?
I couldn't stop inside nothing,
Bro, answer the question, bro.
Stop that for what?
Bro, please, but wow, tell me. Please tell me, but wow, please. Did you get stopped out? Yes or no?
No, why would I get stopped out?
Ah, frick. Whatever.
You might be B1 though.
Did you get break even at least, bro? Please.
Yeah, I got break even.
Woo! Let's get it, boys.
The shit share today though? Please tell me shit.
That's evil.
You started it.
What are you talking? I didn't start nothing. You're weird.
Niggas cut so much.
Yeah, whatever, bro. Jeez. Jay, we gonna turn up for you because you're wild.
Here's a random thought for you guys. So we live in a time. Let's check
My baby.
is
Oh, my
just say you're an uneducated bro, and then you see Andrew Huberman. You shouldn't get in a bull plunge right after you work out because it's gonna plunge your hypertrophy
muscle. Which, first of all, that's true. Second of all, Andrew's a good guy. It's totally just an example. But the problem is this: that person watching will now take that belief and start parroting it to everybody else as if they understand what's even going on. Sees his friend jumping a cold plunge after he works eyes like, bro, get out of the cold plunge, back to build muscle. His friend looks at him like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? He's like, I don't know. Said it's okay. It's like, that's just what's going on nowadays. And this is pervasive with so many different things. I'm sure you can probably think of more examples than I can right now. But people will learn things from social media, not take the time to understand it, and then on top of that, go parrot it to other people.
Got a really good hooper here. He played semi, bro. He drove by me, missed the shot, tipped it, got it back again, made it flexed on me. You know, I wanted to get a bucket on him, so I went and got a putback when he fell asleep on defense, but he got the ball back. Got him a little in and out, off the 1 foot midi pull. That's a tough shot. What can I do? Then he put his shirt on, so he was getting a little too sweaty in there, pause, and I hit him with the weight room. Y'all let me know, is that a foul? No, it's just strictly weight room, right? Playing tough defense here when I got the ball. But he's giving me the left hand, so I drive in, but I see the help defense assist, but I do want to get buckets on him, not just assist, so I dribble pull up. Now he expects me to drive in. Then he expects to pull up, so I drive in. Just like you're playing like a fighting video game. Mix him up, hit him with different combos. Now I took the shot. Now he's expecting the shot, so I'm like, so I'm going to drive. Little scoop, left hand lay, double clutch. And right here they got the mismatch here. My boy Larry can't guard me, pull up for the game winner, game time. We play 5 days a week.
He's tough.
We're in Flagler County.
Cyan posting. Thumbs up.
He left me for shut up. I'll leave you this tool and I'll leave you some chocolate.
Yeah. I gotta go.
Everything is a blessing. As man just said, everything is a blessing. Lost 38K. Wow.
Alright, so we're trading live with them. Alright, so we're trading live with the 101 Discord. Took a trade on ES, we're just about to hit for 5R. And then this is NQ, and then we took a trade on ES. We're about to hit TP2 for
What am I doing?
What are you doing?
That's real. That's real, bro. Oh yeah, I was getting freaking down to watch this freaking video.
Use, and then I understand that this is just one leg, but then I'll need to have price come down for the second time, so this becomes a second wave. And always my second wave is where I look for my counter trend trade, and my third wave is what I ride along with pro trend. Okay, so what you are seeing in here is just this one. So this is just the first wave, right? And I will need to wait for the second wave, right? And because this is 1 minute, I can't take advantage of the counter trend, right? However, after the second wave is completed, I am aware that I am going to ride on the third wave into this level of supply, right? And that is exactly what I did, right? So if you entered in here, there is a higher tendency that price will come back on the second wave to take you out. And what are the confluences? First off, we have this order block right in here, right? And I think by now you should understand why I'm choosing that particular candle as my order block, right? First off, these two candles that you see in here didn't have their wicks engulfed by the bodies of the next candle, right? Apart from that, another thing that I saw in here was what? An imbalance, right? An imbalance right in here, and all of these added up to give me that confidence to set my limit. Already we've had M1 break structure giving me that confirmation, so I just set my limit in here, and my stop loss was right below. I think it was like 7 pips, right? You always need to give price room to breathe.
You don't say to love your enemies.
So 7 pips, and my target was into this range for 7R. Real quick, and this was it. Okay, again, I understand that this is liquidity. Okay, so I mean, as simple as that. Nothing hunhudious, right? Just constant backtesting will reveal a lot of these things to you. So what do we have? Price making lower highs and lower lows. That is break of structure. We've had M1 what confirm that it wants to make the retracement. We've had liquidity built, imbalance, point of interest. We set our limit. We are ready to ride on the counter trend. Let me play price and let's see what price did. So fast forward, we can see price comes in, taps into our entry, okay, and let's move on. So it comes back the second time, but I'm not afraid because my stop loss is there, and moreover, this is a risk we are taking, okay? So yeah, and then fast forward, our TP is hit for the buys, right? And this is the third trade. You can see
it's so funny
stuff.
though.
But then
some people have a different perspective of the market. You cannot take advice from
the main trade was to sell
people like
to at least this lows.
It's just
gotten into our supply zone.
It's all you, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you,
and see how price reacts.
Because everybody has a different perspective.
So I'm also going to show the screenshots of this trade on the left side.
You may say someone. I mean, you may see someone say like
forward, and let's see what the M1 did when it got into this level of supply.
Stand forget.
So getting into this supply, I saw this kind of confirmation.
Put a break even, or
might have considered this as a confirmation.
Do this or.
But then I also understand
it all depends on your system.
Price may be making what a reversal. If you watch my Instagram post, I said that we will be expecting, or I'm anticipating, a New York continuation. The reason why I said a continuation was the fact that M15 was making lower highs and lower lows, right? And so after riding on the counter trend, I expect price to continue. Okay, so what do I have here? I have price and time confluence right in here. The fact that it is the New York session open. The New York session opened around 1 p.m. somewhere around here, right? And we are within those opens, so I was expecting that continuation of the 15-minute bearish move, right? And looking at this as our confirmation, I can boldly say that there has not been any inducement. Another reason it was the fact that, you know, if you look in here, there was imbalance, a very big imbalance in here, okay? And price has just tapped into this one time, and this is open of New York. Expect an inducement before you look for the sells, okay? Not always though, but most of the times. So I decided to wait for price to give me that further confirmation, okay? So real quick, what do I see? I see this high taking out like this, and after this I knew that I just need to wait for price to give me that breaker structure, and I can just take my entry or my sells on the retracement to the downside. But let's see what price did. So playing price forward, I can see that price has taken out this lows, right?
Yeah, Bob,
And
what
I'm
would you
waiting.
rather have? The iPad we used to talk about, or it was like I don't know what type of iPad. I think it was iPad 13 Pro or something. I don't know what it was, but would you rather have that iPad or a laptop?
Like the iPad your aunt had
Yes, bro.
or laptop?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because iPad is basically like a phone. You can't really download a lot of things on it.
So you rather have a laptop?
Yeah, MacBook you could download. What I have and a lot of more things. You can't really download things on an iPad. It's just like an iPhone. It doesn't have the system for it. You heard this opinion? Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. What you think about that?
Everything we what?
Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth.
I agree to an extent. The perspectives part, but everything we hear is some facts. I ain't gonna lie. So, like, it depends. I don't know, but yeah, though. It's so important to not get comfortable though. And I,
It's crave honesty until it goes against their perspective.
my goal is to not get comfortable. Like, no matter how many trades I want, my goal is to not get comfortable until I have at least what's that? 7 figures and more. So you making that $1,000, you may feel a little comfort.
Not comfortable at all, bro.
Don't get comfortable too much, bro. You don't not comfortable at all. Tell you can say it all you want, bro.
I can easily blow $1,000. I can go. Not comfortable.
10K is nothing, bro. Get that thing up to 100 to 200K. I got it is all the time is mind blowing about that. That's $1,000. Like both of them understand that nonsense. Like it guys said they made 4,000, and like both don't understand that 4,000 in a day or just in a week. People pray for a moment like that, and the fact that you flip $50 to 1,000, and then you still have the opportunity to flip that to 10K. And the month didn't end yet. It's just it's very interesting, but we can't get excited though, because like I said, you can flip it and trading is trading. So what I look at it as you won what? How much trades did you take? How much trades you took in the account, bro? You took a lot of trades in that account. Oh, the gambling? You gambling?
I was managing my risk, and I was taking every opportunity to sell.
Okay. It will be. It will be. Don't get comfortable. comfortable. He said he was taking every opportunity he's seen. Jeez, bro. And when I really thought he earned that. That's real. It's conditions to the market, bro. I'ma just sit here. I'm not gonna talk too much. I'ma just sit back and watch. But just keep that on. Just keep that on. Listen, that is the. Listen, keep this in mind. That is the $1,000 you have. The final. What I mean by that is just if you possibly come down, I don't look. You let me. I did not. I can't say that. The last thing I want you to do is Yeah.
It's raining? It's raining? It's raining?
This is the systematic trade I would have taken if I didn't wake up sick and late today. Retrace down to the 618 and then trade towards true day open. I'll show you the true day stat in a second. 85% of the time on Wednesdays we trade towards true day or we sweep it if we open below it. With the 618, this is a ideal setup for me. If you want to learn more about the systems that I'm using, come in webinar down below and on. This is the average person that equals around 0.0000008% of how long the earth has been around. You think I'm going to spend that time slaving away working for someone else, getting paid pennies on the dollar, Jim, and 5 years that spent 30 years working at a corporate job on a pension that can't even do what I do. There's a lot of sacrifice in this shit, man. It's ups, it's downs, it's painful, it's stressful, it's anxious. I'm telling you right now, if you give up on this shit, you're going to live the rest of your life probably in a stuck position doing the same exact thing over and over again, becoming the person you definitely not want to be. Guys, you don't actually believe that 600-pound drop sets are going to help you build the physique that you want, do you? Now, this
Bro, that's how I probably break the code. Yeah, I probably bro. That's how I break the code. Like crazy force. Like no resistance at all. Like swarming in that jump. Crazy. It might hurt though. That guy's crazy, bro. doing one arm muscle ups, like very simply. Like we're talking, we're talking one arm muscle ups, um, bar to waist with multiple reps of easiness. Yeah, he's using a little momentum, but this is bar to waist, and he's doing it like his pull ups. Bro, he's in. Bro, that's just impressive.
Él está en otra categoría. No es alguien conocido como bien duro. Ha redefinido los límites de la resistencia. Récords mundiales, movimientos imposibles y una resistencia sobrehumana. Su dominio de las dominadas lo ha llevado a exhibiciones internacionales, logrando un show a atletas de élite, dominadas con un solo dedo, front levels perfectos, con una facilidad increíble. Su cuerpo es una máquina perfeccionada a base de años de disciplina, movimiento extremo y un nivel de control muscular que pocos en el mundo pueden alcanzar. Pero bien duro no solo rompe récords, también rompe excusas. Su mensaje es claro. Los límites existen solo para ser lastimados. Cada repetición demuestra que la verdadera fuerza es la
Bro, what?
What you see that's different?
took the money out and put $200 in the new account? Oh, really? Listen. Yeah, bro, build wealth, bro. Said build wealth. That's the point. If you want, if you look at people don't get the value of the dollar. I'm telling you.
Right now, bro, I'm trying to look for a website which I could connect all these fuckers together. Cause, bro, I miss a lot of trash.
Jeez, you're done. That's alright, bro. No, bro. I mean, it's alright, bro, but. Bam. Yeah, though. He said, as long as you keep on withdrawing before you blow, you build wealth. Real, bro. I'm gonna- No, no. Oh snap! Yo, bot. Yo, bot. Yo. Look at my camera, bro. Look at my camera, bro. It is on, bro. Something's a dangerous thing, you know, bro. Yeah, I'm excited, bro. He said, yeah. I got, yeah, the other one was way tighter than bot. Look at this all beat up. Gone. Just like that, but yeah. Just hit cancel, bro. Where, bro? Yeah.